S-Word, featuring Gavin and Master Tesfatsion. And a squad of big-name contributors. The S-Word from talkSPORT.
Well, a very good morning and welcome to the S-Word. I'm Gavin here in London, Master Tesfatsion out in New York. And look at that shirt. Sensational stuff. I'm not in mine yet. Just wait. A little bit later in the show. Little bit later, it will be coming. Don't you worry. But we've got so much to get into before that, because last night, the superstars turned up on the world stage. World Cups. It's been a wonderful opening week of the World Cup. There's been so many great stories, so many underdogs, so much great football to enjoy. But there is something that when we all think about that memory of when we were kids and when we were watching our first World Cup, that is sparked by the superstars. And boy, did they show out yesterday. So we're going to look back on France, on Norway, on the action with Argentina, all of the games. We've got some great guests coming up as well. We're going to be joined by Adrian Durham, live ahead of England, kicking off their tournament tonight against Croatia. Shebahn Aherne continues to bring the vibes from the Scotland camp as well.
No Scotland, no party, baby.
Hey, look, Sebastian Berhalter with a slightly expletive-laden take on Mauricio Pochettino, pushing these USMNT players to truly embrace the confidence of Americans. We'll break that down for you as well. All coming up on the S-Words. Let's go, baby! I specifically didn't put any England in the first hour of the show, Master, just so I didn't have to. I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready for the tournament to begin.
Listen, somehow I'm more ready than you are. I thought we were both going to be matching England kids, but
it's coming.
Is it coming home or is it coming?
Oh, the England kid's coming. I was also telling our producer Gabs today about I've only got 2 England kits that fit me and still are in viable wearing order. There's the one that people will have already seen me wearing on the show previously, the
a few times.
Italian 90 throwback, that classic. It's a beautiful shirt. I will wear it again today at some point. My other one is a 1966 long-sleeved Bobby Moore throwback that I feel like I want to save for the latter stages of the tournament. So I might have to go out and buy some more shirts. That's what I'm saying. I get shamed by Master every single day, basically, in the quality of the attire he's wearing.
I've got the 98 Beckham. And,
it's the collar.
I feel like I got to pop the collar, don't I? Don't I? Just for old Beckham's sakes with the number 7 on it.
I'm here.
The beautiful goal he scored, I think it was against Colombia, the free kick. It's not the long sleeve, unfortunately, but, still a nice kid.
It's a stunner. It's an absolute stunner. Look, it's great to be back with Masters again. I've been off for the last 4 days or so.
It's so good to see you.
That's very kind.
We've exchanged 20,000 text messages, and I was thinking back through all of it. I'm like, when was the last time me and Will did a show together? I do not remember. Because every single time you're off, somehow there's great news for me. And so after the U.S. men's national team performance, I couldn't brag that with you. Obviously, we had a great show with Max anyways, but Arsenal won the title the first time you took off.
I missed the USMNT peaking in their own tournament on day one. All of it. I've not been able to put my own particular brand of gloom on it. Don't worry, it's all coming today. I did think about, should I do a roundup in 60 seconds of what I've missed and my thoughts on it? Because I've watched every second of every show. I have feelings. We will get into them. But first, let's start off by looking back at last night, where a mercurial Frenchman turned it on in the second half. A Viking finally announced himself on the world's biggest stage. And Master, you'll like this one. An MLS player is now the top goal scorer in World Cup history.
Great reverse ball, Mbappe! That's his moment! King Kylian does it again!
Not really in tears, but oh my goodness, I just find these sport moments, and to be here to see that is special.
Lise at the other end for France, picks out Mbappe, 25 yards out! Magnifique! Arise, Kylian Mbappe! Officially the greatest goal scorer in France history!
Erling Haaland has pounced on a dreadful back pass. Erling Haaland has his and Norway second.
Back for Messi in the day. There's the hat-trick for Lionel Messi. 200 up, and it's a World Cup hat-trick. They found him on the edge of the box, and he finds the bottom corner. The maestro strikes again. Messi at the treble.
Yeah, what a night for the superstars of this World Cup. Lionel Messi goes to 200 caps, ties Miroslav Klose on 16 World Cup goals as the most all-time. Kylian Mbappe, as you heard there, becomes France's all-time leading goal scorer, now on 58 goals for his country and 14 in 15 World Cup games. Messi, that record ain't lasting. And Erling Haaland, a brace on his World Cup debut. And I just, on that point, and this is, I was looking into these performances this morning, Master. Erling Haaland scored the first Norway World Cup final goal in 10,220 days, in 28 years. The last time Norway scored a World Cup goal, Erling Haaland wasn't to be born for another 759 days. He hasn't seen Norway score a World Cup goal in his lifetime, and then he gets a brace on his debut. Sensational stuff. And I said it at the very top of the show, Master. I'd love your thoughts on this, because for me, yes, we've had a brilliant week of football. There's been so many great stories. There's been so much great things to lift it. We can ignore the format being bloated and everything else and leave that in the past. It turns out we were wrong on that. Maybe.
Who's we?
Let's wait.
Who's we?
Apparently the Europeans,
you speaking French
according
again?
to you. Apparently the Europeans, according to you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But there is something very special, and something when I think back to my World Cup memories of my early World Cups, whether it was Bebeto in 94, whether it was the Zidane and that France team in 98, when those superstars turn up, when the guys that the kids play with on FIFA, when the guys that are on the Mount Rushmore to my side on the background back here, when those guys turn up, it really sets the tournament alight.
It does, and it couldn't have happened again at a better time. Coming off the momentum with USA Paraguay and going to that France-Senegal match and seeing all the Kylian Mbappe kits that you saw all across MetLife Stadium. When I'm hanging out with Jared McCain at the USA Paraguay match, one of the few players he knows is Erling Haaland. And of course, everyone across America at this point knows the MLS legend that Lionel Messi is. So in terms of getting the mainstream, the broad, the general fan, the perspective of the young kid who's experiencing their first ever World Cup, to see all three greats, Kylian Mbappe, Erling Haaland, Lionel Messi, deliver match after match after match, all in one day, Will. All in one day. I think that's what made it special and made it such a special day and a special moment in World Cup history. For all three of these players to deliver for their nations consecutively in one match day. It truly was a spectacle in which I'll never forget. In terms of one of my favorite World Cup moments, and I'm sure there's plenty of kids around that feel the same way. Seeing Kylian Mbappe, even though through those first 65 minutes, it didn't seem like there was going to be much delivered from him. And once again, we forget when he's on the French team, he tends to say his best performances for the fourth quarter. For the fourth quarter, Will. Erling Haaland. I have a stat I'm trying to find right now. And hopefully I can find it in my messages. But Erling Haaland, bro. He finds a way when he's making a debut on a new stage, on a brand new stage for the first time. He finds a way to make his presence felt. And he did that, of course, in his first World Cup match ever. And Lionel Messi grabbing a hat trick there. It was a great way to cap off an amazing day.
I want to break down each of those performances. On Haaland, fewest touches in the first half versus any other player. Just 11. But his influence couldn't be greater on the game. The way the whole defence has to play against him. Notice I did it American for you. The way that the whole approach to the form of the team and the way that they actually defend all the way through has to be so based on where he is at any time. And then he just pops up, right moment, right time, twice in this game. Once, the second goal where he is literally haranguing the defender, chasing him down, forces the mistake, gets the ball in the back of the net. As much as people will point to the mistake and point to the error, that is just the Erling Haaland aura. As he's barreling down on you, this behemoth of a man, that's why you make that mistake. And you talked about the stats, 57 in 51 now for Norway, Erling Haaland. And I saw this. He's the only international player in history with 50-plus goals who has a better goal-to-game ratio than him, so he's third in the all-time list. The other two are England pre-war legend Vivian Woodward and a guy who played for Denmark in the 1920s. 57 in 51, I don't care who the opposition is, I don't care about Nations League or friendlies or anything else. That's an insane record to have. He is something special. I'm so glad he gets to do it finally on the biggest stage.
Yeah, and as I was mentioning, Erling Haaland, when he makes his debut, on different stages, he shows up in a major way and makes his presence known. His first ever his Champions League debut, he scored a first half hat trick for Salzburg in a 6-2 win against Genk. The first and so far only player to ever do that. His Bundesliga debut, he debuted for Dortmund. He scored a hat trick in his first 23 minutes as a substitute. When he made his debut in Man City in his preseason, only in 12 minutes he was able to score a goal as well. His Premier League debut, he scored a brace against West Ham. And then, of course, now with his Norway debut, scoring a brace, it's just Erling Haaland, when he comes onto the stage, when he finds a new competition, when he finds a new league, Erling Haaland, I think he gets up for these matches, like a kid excited about the first day of school. Erling Haaland has that same presence, that same energy when he's making his presence known and stepping onto a new stage. And I can only imagine how long he's been dreaming of this day and this opportunity to play in the World Cup. And if there are the random Americans in the blue collar states, the hardworking, the random people in Kansas that still haven't had a chance to get a taste of the World Cup and of this beautiful sport and did not know who Erling Haaland is, they found out yesterday.
4-1 winners eventually over Iraq. Just a mention for the moment, though, where Amin Hussein gets the equaliser on 39 minutes. It only lasted 4 minutes. Bless him, he ends up scoring an own goal in the 96th minute as well, so an up-and-down day. But the outpouring from the supporters who did manage to get into the stadium, all the talk about flags in advance, from the players themselves who had to come in so late, who had to get rushed out of the country as well. Like, it may not have been a victory or even a point, and maybe as a footballing nation they don't want to be compared to a Curacao or someone like that, but even in defeat it gave you a moment for that nation of something to hang your hat on, something to really enjoy and remember.
100%. They have tremendous fans. I mean, we saw that in the playoff as well, as they traveled to Mexico, and seeing them aligning with the Mexican fans. And after they qualified for the World Cup, I believe it was a national holiday in Iraq as well the day after, as they paraded through the streets. So Iraq has a tremendous support for their national team and also for this sport. So I'd expect that to continue all throughout the tournament in the group stage. I don't know if I'll see them making it out of the knockouts, but there's one thing for sure that you will see, that Iraq will have tremendous support as we've seen with Iran as well. But unfortunately, I was at the MetLife game, and I would have liked to have seen more Senegalese fans. I bumped into some Senegal fans that were there, obviously, that were still able to make it through. But it's been a story that's been happening in this World Cup, and I thought it was very evident in the atmosphere at MetLife, the sheer absence of Senegalese fans in France, Senegal. And it was a bit disappointing. It was great talking to those fans that were there, but also hearing their stories of other people they knew that weren't able to make it to this match. And the African El Clasico, as it was being heralded all across social media. And it was a tremendous experience. And I mean, I went in there wearing a Senegal kit because I wanted to support, hopefully making up for the fact that, that our unfortunate rules are blocking Africans, particularly Africans, from being able to make it into this World Cup, as it has been a unfortunate trend all across the world in terms of blocking the movement of Africans freely. And so I wanted to make sure I supported Senegal, come out there, support them. But I have seen in other tournaments how Senegal shows up, and that stadium in itself was probably about 80-20. It was a lot more French fans, as you might expect, but it hit home in terms of understanding the impact, unfortunately, that this travel visa situation has for some of these nations, not getting the proper support that they would usually get from these big tournaments.
I mean, for that game particularly, you want to talk about the world being a melting pot. 16 of 26 players in the French national squad have African heritage. 10 of the 26 players in the Senegalese squad have some French heritage to them. And in fact, I saw a stat last night, 52 players in this World Cup are born in Paris alone. Like, that is absolutely mad. And the joy of this is that, we've talked a lot about it with nations like Cabo Verde, who did have to go and find people from all over the world, from Curacao, who maybe need to find people from other nations who have some heritage in order to build a football team. But that's the joy of it. That's the joy of the World Cup. It's the joy of the melting pot. That's the joy of everyone coming together. And I mean, let's talk about it. You got to see it yesterday. You got to be there at MetLife Stadium. You talked about it from that perspective. But talk to us about travelling. Talk to us getting there. Talk to us about, what the whole vibe was. Because I think it's... Hearing you talk about going to a USMNT game is one thing, but when it's these two nations playing in New York, I'd love to get your perspective.
Yeah, atmosphere was amazing. And unlike SoFi Stadium, there was so much space around MetLife to have activations and to have fans hanging out inside the parking lot that it truly made it feel like a festival outside the stadium. And everyone was dancing, everyone was celebrating. There was Senegalese fans with drums, and everyone was dancing. And it was such a joyous, festive occasion. It was very common to see French fans having Senegalese flags and French flags in both hands, celebrating both nations, obviously, as part of the Francophone experience, as you just mentioned. There's so many players with ties to Senegal on both sides of the coin that it truly made it feel like a united experience. Though I did get on Zito, though. Our friend Zito, I bumped into him outside the match, and obviously he's an African supporter through and through. He wore his France kid, and I had to dog him a little bit. I'm like, come on, bro, you're African, bro. We're supposed to support Senegal. A lot of the fans, unfortunately, weren't able to make it through because of the visa issues. We're supposed to make up for the lost fans, and you know, he's a lover of Marseille, and he's obsessed with Marseille. So he wore the France kit. He was like, you know, this France kit works a lot easier in France when they're not facing an African nation. And I wasn't the only one to call him out for that, but it was amazing. One other thing as well, Will, the fans I was around were actually a lot of fun. One person in particular, I don't know how it got to this point, and hopefully we can have him on the show here at some point this weekend. There was a 10-year-old French fan that was sitting behind me that, if you think I had a motor mouth and I talk a lot of trash, this 10-year-old kid had me. It was the funniest experience I've ever had at a World Cup match. First off, he knows his ball. He can talk ball without question. But all of a sudden, he saw me in a Senegal kid, and he asked me, "Hey, why are you supporting Senegal?" And I said, "Because I'm African." And he's just like, fair point. And then after that, he just started trolling me the entire match. And we were giving some good banter back and forth between France and Senegal. Come to find out, obviously, his father was sitting right next to him. This was his first ever World Cup match that he attended. And he ended up being literally the main character of the entire section. As we were going back and forth, he was wearing an Mbappe shirt. He finally got to see Mbappe score a goal. He was so excited. It was great to see the joy between him and his dad's face as they got to share that experience. He was literally on the verge of tears. I thought that to me, I'm always going to take away from that match is being able to share that experience with that family and the people around the section. Hearing a 10-year-old kid spitting out random facts, Will, about the 2022 World Cup. He can recall every single score from the 2022 World Cup and everything that happened in each match. And I want to get him on the show Saturday because he's obviously in school right now. I want to get him and his dad on the show Saturday to put it to the test, because there was about 2 or 3 matches in which we asked him, and he knew it like he was an AI chatbot. It was absolutely insane.
I'd love to act like I could do that. I reckon I still might be able to do it for Euro 96, but it's something to do about that being that age, because at my age now, I'm like, I can remember like 3 or 4 results from the World Cup 4 years ago.
I can't even remember what happened the other day, Will, let alone what happened in 2022. And this kid is like, the score was 4-2 in this match. I'm like, what?
Master, the question is, you're sat with these French fans, you're in there, you're enjoying the atmosphere. How special was it when Mbappe scored that unbelievable worldie right at the end of the game?
You know what, man? It was so special. I got to share with all the French fans that were also exiting MetLife Stadium, because the traffic is absolutely insane at that stadium. And once they were up 2-0, I left in the 86th minute, so I missed the last 2 goals of the match. And
you
know what?
The Mbappe worldie. You are over there getting to enjoy this experience, getting to the privilege of being there in a stadium, and you left early, what? Because you were going to take an hour longer in traffic, because you were going to miss the second half of Norway-Iraq. Like, come on! You can't leave games early. It's a sin. It's a cardinal sin.
Will, you have been to MetLife Stadium. I know we usually go on press passes, so it's a whole different experience because the match is in 3 hours later and there's no traffic you got to worry about. But with these Mamdani buses and all the other buses and paying $120 to get on the train, we had a parking pass with the car. You're going to sit through New York rush hour traffic at the same time MetLife Stadium let out traffic.
You've got to embrace it. You stick the late game on the
There's
radio.
Nothing to embrace. There's nothing to embrace.
You hang out.
That's why you don't go to MetLife Stadium.
Something special. You get to watch Mbappe.
Everyone was ready to go.
Maybe the goal of the tournament.
Everyone had the same mindset. Everyone had the same mindset.
I thought you were
myself, Mike Ryan, the other 2 fans. Everyone had the same mindset. We had to go. Will, this is the only stadium you have to make this exception for, because the traffic outside stinks. The let out stinks. Everything about where MetLife Stadium is played stinks.
Ryan Ruiz, I thought, better review. We're being joined a little bit later by... Was Stefano at the game as well, who's joining us to talk about Argentina?
Stefano's not. Stefano's not at the game.
I think if Stefano was there, he would have stayed because he appreciates...
Stefano's not at the game. You know, I appreciate the sport. I appreciate the game. I also respect and know how difficult it is to get out of MetLife. I experienced it at the Club World Cup.
What did you have to do?
Where'd I have to be? Bro, yeah. I had to go watch the next match. Norway, Iraq. I had to go meet up Stefano, actually. And we only had an hour to wait because if not, they were going to give up our tables at the bar that we were at. So we had to rush. We had to rush out of there. And guess what? It ended up being an amazing time at that pub. We got to catch Norway, Iraq together. We got to catch Algeria together. We haven't even gotten into Messi and the red card yet. We haven't even had a chance to discuss that.
We will do, because Stefano's going to be joining us coming up shortly. My disappointment in you can't be masked any longer. But we are. It's going to come out.
You would have done the same. Will, you would have done the same thing. Because guess what? No. Listen here. No, at NFL Berlin, what at NFL Berlin? Okay, the let out to NFL Berlin traffic. You did not have to deal with that as well. You did not have to experience that, and you came in 3 hours after that and did not have to understand the traffic and the pain I had to deal with getting out of that stadium, but also finding us a pub to sit down and watch those matches in. That is, I want to take you back to that experience that we shared. That is a similar mindset in which I was in here at MetLife in New York.
Don't play the I got you a seat in a pub, so you should be thankful for it.
I did, because you can understand. You walked it right in. You got to enjoy the experience. Stefano was doing the same for us. We had no other choice but to respect it.
He'd have been your guy. And you held it for the extra half an hour, 45 minutes it would have taken you. Devastating.
I saw it on my phone. Yeah,
don't worry.
See it on my phone.
We're going to be talking a little bit about that. We're going to be talking more about this later. Not about you leaving early, but talking about the WhatsApp messages that you and friends of the show were sending us last night, the celebrations that you had. We're going to get into all of it in a little while. We'll talk some USMNT coming up this hour. Also, Stefano Fasaro will join us. We haven't talked about that Messi red card yet. Huge moment from last night. A lot of talk online about the way he's treated by referees and by FIFA, so we'll get into that as well. Stefano will join us to do that, plus Adrian Durham, Shebahn Aherne. So much coming up for you right here on the S Word.
The S Word with Will Gavin and Master Tesfatsion from talkSPORT. kickoff to the full-time whistle. Don't say the S word. Say the F word. Football. The S word from talkSPORT.
Welcome to the S Word, sponsored by Calci. I'm Will Gavin. Master Tesfatsion is live from New York, where he's representing my home nation of England with his Beckham.
Is it coming home?
It's a beautiful thing.
Is it coming home?
I'm beginning to believe, Master. I'm beginning to believe.
I'm supporting MLS legend David Beckham.
We are going to save it for the very end of the show, where we're going to predict the games, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about some of the stuff I heard on talkSPORT earlier today, which I don't know if I spent too much time with Master. I've started to buy into his America of it all.
Bit by bit. Yesterday it was Flex who was saying, Master, you're right, we just got to get behind the players, even if it's Noni Madueke, even Saliba.
I'm not sure I'm on Noni Madueke yet.
Now, look at you, Will. It's happening. The American influence is happening.
I want to talk about the American influence coming up shortly, but first, Lionel Messi. Sensational performance last night, hat-trick, and, you know, we are completely out of superlatives to describe this guy at this point, right? 200 appearances, now up to 16 goals in World Cups, obviously won it last time out, he's won everything else there is to win under the sun. He is one of the all-time greats. You might have him on your Mount Rushmore, you might have him number one of all time, but one thing that has often been levied against him and Cristiano Ronaldo and other players of their very top ilk who FIFA want to see in these tournaments, you think about Cristiano Ronaldo not having his ban extend into the tournaments, for example, is that they maybe get a soft back from FIFA. They maybe get a little bit of a leeway. And between his first and second goals last night, Lionel Messi had an incident where the back of his studs went down the back of a player's legs, and they gave a free kick. No yellow card, no red card. Thoughts, Master?
I love how you preface this by adding in the caveat of Cristiano Ronaldo.
I did that just for Gavin on the other side of the glass, just to stick a dig in.
And that's why I laugh, because this is... It absolutely is, Gabs. Like this is not a Cristiano Ronaldo thing. This is not a Kylian Mbappe. This is a Lionel Messi thing. Okay, that should have absolutely been a red card, for the simple fact that did not even get a red card. It didn't get a yellow card, and it didn't even go through VAR. Went through a VAR check. Is mind-boggling. How does Messi continue to get away with these massively controversial decisions on the World Cup stage? We saw it in 2022 time and time again, a record 5 penalties that Argentina received in the World Cup. We saw the handball situation against the Netherlands in the quarterfinals. The double touch penalty, Will, that happened against France in the final. All of these revolved around Lionel Messi. And no one's disputing how great of a player Lionel Messi is. He's an absolute legend. But when these moments happen and the fans continue to see there is preferential treatment that Lionel Messi receives, it begs the question whether he is fairly treated compared to everyone else in the rule. And Will, you're the one that is Mr. VAR, Mr. IFAB, Mr. PGMOL.
I'm
okay?
PGMOL, Gavin.
There is no reason why you of all people should not be on board and see what happened and be outraged at the process of how Messi got away with, once again, a foul that didn't even get a yellow card.
And this is, I completely agree with you. Madness it didn't go to VAR. Stunned it didn't get at least a yellow card. And I completely agree, there should have been some action there. I also think we have entered a total era now, and we are all responsible for this, of watch that incident back at full speed. The player cuts across him, he extends a leg out to try and win the ball. It's not a good challenge. The stud's definitely at the back of the leg, but there is no intent, there's no recklessness to it. And so, if it had just been a yellow card, I also think I'd have been fine with that. Having nothing happen whatsoever, disgraceful. Absolute disgrace. But you're sitting here and saying this isn't a Kylian Mbappe thing. This is only a Lionel Messi thing. Cristiano Ronaldo elbowed Dara Rocher in the head, received a 3-match ban. It was realised the first 2 matches would be the second and third matches would be the first 2 matches of this World Cup, and suddenly he gets a 1-match suspended ban. It's nonsense. It was violent.
He wasn't
conduct.
the only one.
He should not be playing tonight.
Cup.
He should not be playing next week.
It's in the World Cup. It's in the World Cup. See, there you go. You're changing it back on Cristiano Ronaldo.
No,
let's focus back in on Lionel Messi, because it's the same official.
It's the same official
Messi
thing. You're saying it's only Lionel Messi thing. I'm
saying in terms of what happens on the pitch in these kind of situations of penalties and red cards.
Right. Actually, I let you say your bit. I'm saying my bit. I'm saying this isn't just a Lionel Messi thing. I think it is a massive problem. I think if FIFA are softballing these things because they want these stars to be on a world stage, that's not good. It's bad for the game. But this idea that this is just Lionel Messi getting special treatment, and that's what I saw all over social media last night.
You're talking about a
when
friendly.
It happens time and time again. Yes, but he got sent off for violent conduct.
It's a friendly.
And missed only one game. You should be elbowing somebody in the head in a friendly, then, should you?
It's a friendly. It's a friendly. We're talking about the World Cup here. These rules apply. There's VAR that exists.
The same rules apply.
This is the same official
conduct in any situation.
Listen, we all want to see the best players play in the World Cup. I'm not going to hold a friendly against any player. And it wasn't just Cristiano Ronaldo that benefited from it. There was another player as well that should have been suspended for the World Cup, and they rescinded as well. Or they pushed it back after the World Cup because we want to see the players play. But on the pitch during the World Cup, if you were committing fouls like that, and it's not even going to VAR, which, mind you, this is the same official in that match yesterday in Argentina-Algeria. That was the same official that also reffed the World Cup final where the double touch happened. So, yes.
The double touch happened, and Argentina's penalty was insanely soft. And France got 2 penalties in that game, which were probably all... Like, you could go back and look at all those situations. My point is that, yes, I agree. Messi should have been sent off last night. It should have gone to VAR. All of that should have happened. But this idea it's a conspiracy theory for this one specific player that he gets elevated above everyone else is nonsense.
These situations continue to pile up. And look, the part where you agree, when it first happened, I thought maybe it was, a couple legs tangling, incidental contact.
I'm going to give it a master term. It's an orange card. It's right in the middle. If you give a red, they're not going to overturn it.
Don't give me that. Don't give me that.
They're not going to push it on. It's right in that area. And I'm saying if it red card, I would have agreed with the decision. Thumbs up. Let's go on. But I'm saying that this is not a conspiracy theory of the rest of the world against Leo Messi. That's madness.
With Kai Havertz, you said that was a clear red card, and Arsenal was very fortunate he was able to stay on the pitch. The sentiment you're having now for Lionel Messi is completely different. You've taken a completely different side on this, despite the fact that one of them went to VAR. One of them went to VAR, and the other one didn't. This one did not go to VAR.
It should have gone to VAR. I said that as well. Stop arguing with me about the things I've agreed with you on and just focus on this is not a conspiracy theory against Lionel Messi. That's my point. Right, we need to move on. There's lots of other stuff for us to get to here. In fact, while we're having an argument back and forth, let's push USMNT till later in the show. Let's talk about your behaviour last night. How about that? Let's get into
my behaviour. What did I do?
Let's get into some of the messages that I was receiving on WhatsApp last night. Let's get into some of the videos that were being sent by friends of the show. Maybe not personal friends of mine. I haven't had a chance to meet Mike Ryan Ruiz yet. I think we'll be great buddies when we do. The last few days, we want to talk about conspiracy theories. Your whole anti-Europe against the rest of the world nonsense that you've been peddling left, right and centre, and somehow neither Max nor Flex challenged you on that in any way, shape or form. I was disappointed in them. I was disgusted in you. And then you're sending us videos. Have we got the video of him and Mike Ryan Ruiz? I want to see this. I want people to hear this because this is what I'm receiving from them out there enjoying a World Cup game.
Mike, they're saying Europe didn't make this about themselves in this format. Europe didn't make it about themselves. Can you believe that? We don't think about Europe. You're the main character, always. We've been apologizing for months, years even. The apology tour has stopped.
Over.
It's over.
They're like the SEC.
It's over, dog.
They're the SEC of the World Cup. It's over.
It ended against Paraguay. U.S. up top.
Come on.
Listen, I love the banter. I love the receiving it. It made me laugh. Made me give big full belly laughs. But then later on in the evening, when you deigned to send us a message celebrating hydration breaks, and we've got that one as well, and I want to show it to everyone. These are respected football journalists in a bar in New York celebrating FIFA ruining football.
Put your fours up, baby. Hydration break. Put your fours up. Fourth quarter. Come on, baby. Come on. Put your fours up. Put your fours up.
I could not be more disappointed in you, Master Tesfatsion. And I've heard you talk about this over the last few days, and you and I have even talked about it a little bit as well. In fact, when we did hydration breaks last week at some point, I think you were rightly annoyed we were talking about that instead of football. And I was like, fair enough. Master, you're right. We should talk about the football. But I've been watching the football now for 7 days, and hydration breaks are a bad thing for football. They are not working. They are putting too many pauses in
They're not
games.
working.
They're going on for too long. Let me give you some context on this, right? Because you keep saying, what about the hydration breaks of the last decade, right? The old rule was a 60-second hydration break that we extend to 90 seconds to 3 minutes in extreme circumstances.
It was never 60 seconds.
You experienced those extreme circumstances last year at the World Cup. I'll get there eventually. You experienced those situations at the Club World Cup last summer, right? How many of those games actually needed to have the hydration breaks according to the FIFA rules? I'll tell you.
Every single one I was at.
3 of them actually went past what the limit is, what the 28-degree nonsense limit is. I know, madness. I thought it was a huge amount more. My problem here is that by putting it in as a mandatory break of 3 minutes in every game, despite the fact that we're talking about games that are played indoors. We're talking about games in Atlanta where it's climate controlled to between 65 and 70 degrees. We're talking about the Netherlands-Japan game. It's in a controlled environment between 70 and 75 degrees. And you can look back over those games, and a journalist has done this and done some sensational work with this. She's gone through and looked at the momentum graphs and inserted where the water breaks are in there, and it is negatively affecting the game of football. When Curacao
negatively, it's impacting the match.
When Curacao equalised against Germany, it was a wonderful moment. And then there was a hydration break, and it sucked all of the air out of that stadium, and Germany just absolutely ran away with it before halftime. Now, am I saying Curacao...
As if they weren't going to do that without a hydration break? As if that was not going to be a given without a hydration break? You thought Curacao all of a sudden was going to win that match? Is that what you're trying to tell me? That match would have changed with the hydration break or without a hydration break? Come on, bro.
Japan, Netherlands,
if you have a good coach,
massively on the hydration break.
Yes, because
Brazil, Morocco
the tactical element,
on the hydration break.
The tactical element of that plays a huge role in this.
Me that the smaller nations are what we should be celebrating about this. This massively favours the bigger nations. It's massively favours those with more resources.
It didn't favor Cape Verde. It didn't favor Spain. It favors the teams that have great coaches and great strategy and a great staff. That's who it benefits. Honestly, Will, you should be embracing the hydration. You should be embracing the hydration break because you've got Thomas Tuchel. You've got Thomas Tuchel. You should be embracing the hydration break. It's going to serve to your advantage. And I promise you, you're going to flip on this as soon as you see a hydration break serve to your advantage because Thomas Tuchel, his big brain and his galaxy brain that he has those 3 minutes to all of a sudden tactically change everything that England is doing. And maybe it galvanizes England to beat Croatia 1-0 today. And when it does, tomorrow, which I'll be off, unfortunately, you will rave and so will England. Hey, this hydration break ain't so bad, is it? That's exactly what will come at you.
This is not a player safety measure. A player safety measure would mean 60 to 90 seconds, quick break, take on a drink. This is a Trojan horse for adverts. And the worst part for me, and the reason I don't understand why you're defending it of all people, is that I believe that American football fans, American soccer fans, are amongst the best fans in the world. The dedication they have to show, the staying up through the night, everything else. And those people, the Europeans that you so hate, who throw so much shade at you saying that football will never take off there, soccer will never take off there because there's not enough ad breaks, because there's not enough stoppages, because it's not a suitable enough game for American TV. You, of all people, who know how brilliant American soccer fans should be annoyed that the rest of the world is going, classic, Americans, we've had to insert more ads, and it's absolutely stifling the game.
Don't care. We're done apologizing. We don't care. If you guys are upset, we do not care. Guess what I did during the hydration break? I went to go use the bathroom, and I came back with a drink in my hand, properly hydrated. Went back to my seat.
I'm not sure you're properly
hydrated, the action.
But that's a different case whatsoever.
Listen,
I'm not sure sports scientists are endorsing what you were drinking. I'm just saying.
The bathroom showed I was a bit dehydrated, but that's another day.
I feel sick.
But come on, Will. Embrace this. Yeah, come on, you're an American football fan. Come on, it's so much fun. At the end of the third quarter, you see a whole crowd of college football fans throwing up the fours. Put your fours up. It's a huge, great thing in the group chat right now that's taking over. We're just embracing it because at the end of the day, you can keep complaining about this thing. It's not going anywhere. Yes, it's going to change the matches. That's just what it is. Those 3 minutes, do whatever you need to do during that time frame. We're going to have fun with it, especially the last hydration break. We're up at 1:30 in the morning. We're up at 1:30 in the morning watching Austria versus Jordan. 1:45. putting up our fours in the group chat. Like, come on, bro. These are great World Cup memories.
If you go and look, and it's Yash Decore, I wanted to shout her out, who went in and who looked at the momentum graphs to insert it in. It shows on the data, on the possession, on everything else, that it slows the game right down. And if you're in the stadium, and you've now experienced this at 2 games, if you're in the stadium and you're having that 3-minute break and you're having the slowing down of the game and everything else, for me, that's the worst thing that's happened to an in-stadium experience since VAR. It is the worst.
You haven't gone to a match. You haven't been to it. How could you speak about the in-stadium experience when you haven't seen it? There you go. Thank you. And you know what? You've watched it on TV.
That's why I've not been at a game.
You
watch it on TV. It is too much of a break in the middle of a game. It saps game flow. I don't care about going to the toilet. I don't care about Guineas going into the
because you can pause the TV if you want to.
I'm a football fan. I intend to sit down for 45 to 50 minutes and watch that first half, and then I'll get some ads and I'll go to the toilet and everything else. It's ridiculous.
But you're not even getting ads in England. You guys aren't getting ads. The only people that are getting ads, I feel like, are Americans. That's it. And the English-speaking Americans. The rest of you guys are getting more commentary.
If FIFA truly believed in this, if this wasn't just a thing to do for the American market to make them happy, then it will exist for a time ad nauseum for World Cups. I bet you by the next World Cup, this is not something we are doing every single game. It will not be mandatory.
It should be
about temperature. It will be going back to being about, and that's what it should be.
But
hydration breaks are
everyone's
fine.
temperature is different.
Degrees, if it's they have a set.
Everyone, but I'm saying in each nation, you guys, when it's 80 degrees outside, you guys have a heat advisory in the UK. It's a completely different experience in terms of what you guys have to go through in terms of other countries, and especially Africans, as we've talked about the advantages that certain nations have because of this heat. You can't have one temperature that you set and say, hey, this is what considers as a heat advisory.
I'm just going to interrupt you here. You don't have one set temperature. This is really nerdy, but they have a graph that sets based on both the air temperature, the being in the sun, the wind conditions, the humidity, everything else. There is an adjusted.
See, I'd rather just see what they're doing is they're getting rid of the nerds. I like it even more. I like it even more now because they're getting rid of the nerds. They're getting rid of all the graphs and the data. They're getting rid of all of that, and they're making a uniform decision. They're making hydration breaks for all. Hydration breaks for all.
Just make them a minute.
Forget all the nerds. Forget all the
seconds. Just stop killing the game. Just stop slowing the game down. Just stop killing momentum.
If we were to time La Liga's hydration breaks, I promise you, they're probably closer to 3 minutes than they are the 60 seconds you just talked about. Because I'm sitting there as someone that does not understand Spanish, listening to a bunch of Spanish managers talking to their players about tactics in those La Liga hydration breaks, and I promise you, I don't understand a single word they're saying. In that moment of me trying to figure out and piece together the little Spanish that I know from these La Liga managers, I can assure you, has taken at least 2 minutes, maybe even 3 minutes of those hydration breaks. So to say that this is simply just a World Cup thing, it's impossible. We should go time. You know what? I'm going to go back to the championship final, the playoff final, and we should time those hydration breaks, okay? Every single one of those hydration breaks that existed at Wembley, let's go time them, and let's see how long they are.
Well, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be honest. The fact is...
Exactly, because I'm going to enjoy every single second of it.
They were deemed to be 60 to 90 seconds. I said about the games last year at the World Cup, they have got more indoor stadiums at this tournament than the Club World Cup. They are doing the kickoff times at more suitable times. They have adjusted for this. You just stop trying to sell it to me that it's player welfare. Stop trying to sell it to me. That's what we're selling it for.
Put your fours up.
We went way too long.
Put your fours up.
We need to get on to more Argentina.
Put your fours
That's
up.
coming up next after the break in the S word. I'm going to put different fingers up, but I will get in trouble.
Put your fours up.
Bringing all the biggest football debates stateside. The S word from talkSPORT. presents the S Word. Get your full-on football fix from across the football galaxy. The S Word from talkSPORT.
You're back with the S Word on talkSPORT. I'm Will Gavin, Master Tesfatsion alongside me. Thankfully, not literally alongside me. He's in New York because I think we may have come to blows in that last section. It's all love, brother. It's all love. Throwing up your eights now. You want more hydration breaks? 3 per half is what Master Tesfatsion is asking for now. In the second hour of the show, we're going to be joined by Shebahn Aherne. We're going to be joined by Adrian Durham to get some talkSPORT perspective out stateside. Adrian's in Dallas ahead of England's opening game with Croatia, which we'll also talk about in the second hour. And Shebs just continues to be the vibes person of all time, out with the Scotland fans. So we'll be excited to have them catch up with us. Plus we'll do Master Damas. We'll look forward to Portugal. We'll look forward to England. All of that coming up on the show still, Master. People getting in the chat. Don't forget, we are live on YouTube at talkSPORT S Word and at talkSPORT. Celtic Sunstoppable says Messi's hat-trick was just superb. Clearly someone who doesn't care about the fact that he wasn't sent off. But Patio Joe says not even getting a yellow was amazing to me. So both sides of the coin for us in the chat. I think we should get an expert's view on it. How about that?
Yes, we should.
You down, Master?
Someone that enjoys putting up the 4.
I thought you were going to say
put your 4s up.
Someone that you respect. I was going to take that absolute gut punch. Stefano Fasaro joins us. I'm not even getting into it. Put your 4s down. Get him away. I don't want to see him anymore.
Put your 4s up, baby. Come on, baby. Put your 4s up.
Stefano, no. Et2, Stefano. Et2. How could you? How could you?
I'm leaning into it at this point. I was trying to fight it. I was trying to fight the hydration breaks, and I have to understand we're just going to deal with it. So let's have some fun with it. There's some teams in this World Cup that are just fourth quarter teams. They're just real good in the fourth quarter, guys. That's what it is.
You've been suckered. You've been suckered into the Master Tesfatsion whirlpool of charm. This can't keep happening. Stefano, we're so glad you've joined us. Argentinian football expert, bilingual host and commentator. Argentina get underway with a sensational hat-trick from Lionel Messi. We'll talk about the red card incident, but first and foremost, levels the World Cup goal scoring tally, huge performance from him. Are we out of superlatives at this point?
I mean, yeah, you have to say. I came into this World Cup not really expecting a whole lot from him. I expected him to obviously get his goals when he could, but I was kind of looking at this World Cup for him as being kind of not a role player, but being a player who maybe doesn't need to play 90 minutes, doesn't need to have that much success for this team to kind of push forward just because of what we've seen, his age. But he continues to defy the odds, man. I mean, that performance yesterday was absolutely magnificent. It's what we've come to expect, and maybe we're spoiled at this point to get performances like this from him. But again, I was coming into this World Cup not having the huge expectations for a man who's 38 years old, who's done it all, who's won it all, and still comes out and has the hat trick in the first game. It is shocking, and it's fantastic to see that he, even at this age, he is still able to produce at this level and these type of performances. It's beautiful to see.
Well, what else was beautiful to see was Stefano was the life of the party at that bar we were at yesterday watching this match.
So, Stefano, let me ask you a question actually on that very quickly. If Master and the boys had stayed till the end of the game and taken an extra half an hour, 45 minutes to get to you, would you have blamed them for it?
I mean, they left the match. They were like, oh, well, it's 2-0. It's about to end. They missed 2 goals. I was a little shocked by the boys leaving early.
They missed probably the goal of the tournament, Stefano. They probably missed the goal of the tournament.
What was the text you sent us? You said you couldn't hold down the tables unless the whole team got there. Did you not?
I did. I can't knock you guys too much because you guys brought the vibes. Everything was good for Argentina, so I can't knock it. You guys were here. We were all together. It was a beautiful thing. I won't knock you guys for leaving a game early and missing maybe the goal of the tournament, especially because we know how bad it is leaving New York, New Jersey Stadium. Or is that what we're gonna call it? Okay, fine. I'm cool with it.
See, Will, we had the plan. There's a mall across the street from the stadium. We had the plan to just wait out traffic and go there, and we were gonna watch probably the first half of Norway at Rock there, and maybe the whole game, and then go meet up with Stefano afterwards. But then the whole group was like, hey, we've got 4 of the friends there. Let's just all make sure we all can get together, watch these final 2 matches. And Stefano, it turned out to be an amazing day, didn't it?
I mean, absolutely. What a day it was, too, right? We We got Mbappe brace, we got Haaland brace, and then, we just add a Messi hat trick at the end, right? I mean, it might have been one of the more exciting days of the World Cup where you're seeing some of these star power show up at the tournament, right? And then, man, when we're all together and it's a big watch party, you know how much fun it's going to be. You know how exciting it is. We had fans in that bar from everywhere. There was Colombian fans. They weren't even playing yesterday. Norwegian fans, Argentinian fans. Everyone started to trickle in. Of course, the Scots were there because the Scots are everywhere. Everywhere you look, there's Scottish fans, they've really won the World Cup right now so far. But yeah, man, look, it was fun. It's exciting. And it's the beautiful thing about the World Cup in the United States, in North America, is that the vibes, even though some people want to knock it, you see the vibes walking in the street. You see the people, the fans, everyone looking at each other, everyone pointing. You know that this is a big deal, and you're seeing it now more and more. I feel like you just had to wait till this tournament got going to truly see the impact that it has, and all of the soccer fans and football fans that come out of the woodworks for the World Cup. It's beautiful.
Listen, from Argentina's perspective, the result great, Messi hat-trick great. How are you all feeling about this idea that apparently FIFA have got some kind of conspiracy theory to keep Lionel Messi in the World Cup, to not send it to VAR? Apparently all of social media is telling me that this is one big global conspiracy to support Lionel Messi, and he should have absolutely been sent off.
Am I supposed to be shocked by everyone just calling this a rigged World Cup again? I've been dealing with this for a decade at this point, especially after the last World Cup. I mean, come on. I am tired of that nonsense. And actually, the cope of all of these people talking about this, everything is rigged. The cope is feeding me this morning. It's been a beautiful thing. I'm drinking those tears from all of the people talking about it. Look, should it have been a yellow card? Sure. But when you see that, the picture and the image that's going around social media right now, that still image, come on, we've been down this road before, how a still image does not tell the whole story of the foul. Could it have been a yellow? Sure. It's not a red card. It's never a red card. Let's relax on that. And no, there is no conspiracy. Let's get out of here with that nonsense. I'm over it.
Stefano, you're talking my language. You're back on my side. We're friends again.
It didn't go to VAR, Stefano. I mean, he said it could have been a yellow. It should have been a yellow. It didn't go to VAR.
It could have been a
Same officials.
It
should have been a yellow. The 5 penalties from last World Cup, the handball Messi had, the double touch in the final with the same official that was officiating the match yesterday. I'm just saying, Stefano, there's something
here. Did you know he had a
Shout out to our friend
hat?
Chase.
Did you know, Stefano, he had a tinfoil hat that he wears just to game?
Will, I was showing the replay on my phone to the whole team. I'm like, hey, I think that's a red card, guys.
You love a still image. You love a slow motion.
Oh no, I showed the GIF. Trust me, I showed proper evidence. I showed proper evidence.
And what is a GIF?
That's what they always say. That's what y'all always say. There's always proper evidence and all of this, but nothing ever comes to fruition, man. Hey, get over it. Let's go. Keep the coke coming.
I wonder why.
It's beautiful.
I wonder why. Stefano, but you again, I want to get back to the vibes you were able to create in that bar, because man, it really got packed out. Obviously, there's a bunch of bars in that area in Manhattan and around Midtown and Times Square. Argentina fans everywhere. This guy was leading chants, Will. Like, this guy was like, he was on, and not, Will, you enjoy this much too. Not only that, as other Argentinian fans are chanting Messi, Mike and the rest of the crew are leading an MLS chant every single time Messi scored.
An MLS player is the World Cup's leading all-time goal scorer. It's a wonderful place to be. What's your expectations for this tournament, Stefano? I mean, some people will probably say last night isn't a great yardstick for how to measure where you'll go, but should Argentina be happy with a semi-final? Is it win or bust? Where are you feeling right now?
After winning the World Cup, it's tough to say semi-final and you'll be happy. Realistically, I came into this tournament with the expectations that, look, it's so difficult to go back-to-back. There are some aging players on this team. I was happy with the starting lineup. I was happy Otamendi doesn't start in this game because I feel like he's kind of past his time. I was happy Nico Gonzalez doesn't start this game. He comes off the bench, does have an assist. I think he's better at that, in that role. Now, though, after that performance, you have to say, you start to believe again, right? You start to believe that this team has something special. They have that chemistry. And that's kind of what got them to that title in 2022. Having that chemistry, being so together, having a compact midfield that have played together for so many years. And obviously Messi's heroics. you start to believe again now that there is a path here. It won't be easy, but there is a path here that if they continue to play like that, if you get a performance from Rodrigo de Paul like you just got, Enzo Fernandez, who was fantastic as well, if you get that kind of performance, look, this team, they can go all the way. They can get back to the final. And then when that happens, I mean, anything is possible. So like I said, I came in with not a lot of expectations. After that performance, you start to believe a little bit more. They know how to do it. They've done it before. And you can see them you see that confidence in that game and the way they played. And moving forward, they're going to run with that confidence out of this group and try to continue on to the knockout stage.
Stefano,
well, he's oozing with confidence.
Yeah,
He's got the Argentina love. USA performed well. Argentina performed well.
Yes.
Like Stefano's just buzzing right now with the way
he got to hang out with you in a bar last night. Like, I mean, what a day for him. What a 24 hours for you. And now he gets to be on the S Word. Stefano, it started off rocky with you throwing up your fours, but we can all be friends now.
Put your fours up. One last time. Put your fours up. Put your fours up, baby. Come on.
I've already told
Hydration
you,
break.
Those aren't the fingers. That
Hydration break.
But I'm not allowed to do that on camera. Thank you so much, the brilliant Stefano Fissaro joining the show. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Coming up in the next hour, Shebahn Aherne will be joining us live ahead of Scotland's second game, where they just continue to bring the vibes, continue to bring the party. And yes, we will start to talk about England, Croatia, plus Portugal getting their tournament underway. A couple of our favourites here on the S Word in the second hour.
Oh, you love Portugal now.
I suppose I should go and throw my England shirt on, shouldn't I?
It's the daily deep dive into the world of football. The S Word from talkSPORT. S Word, featuring Gavin and Master Tesfatsion, and a squad of big-name contributors. The S Word from talkSPORT.
welcome back to the S Word. I'm Will Gavin. Master Tesfatsion. He's repping his new home nation of England. Although,
I'm literally in the comments during the break right now, just talking trash to English fans in our talkSPORT.
You've been back
in the chat. Come.
You've been back in America for like 5 days now, and I feel like all of that Americanism that you've been injecting into all of us back here over the last week, it's just gone up and up and up, and you are just feeling yourself in a way that I've not seen before. But we're going to talk about this hour because as an England fan, I feel like we should be feeling ourselves a little bit more. I heard some nonsense on talkSPORT earlier today that really rattled me, and I thought normally I'm that kind of pessimist. Normally I'm that kind of man. Let's not take that approach to this tournament. We'll get into that this hour here.
I'm literally in our comments right now, responding to Jamie Parker 75, who said he forgets that the Europeans used to own Americans at some point, and I'm responding back to him in real time right now. You forgot we own you in the World Cup.
Oh, God. Adrian Durham will also be joining us this hour. But it's fair to say that if one person, do you know what? If one person from talkSPORT has owned this World Cup so far, and if one nation has owned this World Cup so far, because without them, there truly is no party. No Scotland, no party, no Shebahn Aherne, no party. Joining us now, Shebahn Aherne, welcome to the show. How are we doing?
Hi, guys. I'm sure a lot of your listeners would prefer no Scotland, no party, no Shebahn Aherne. So thank you for welcoming me with open arms to the show. I mean, Master, sure you're enjoying the Scots a little bit more than the English, and I think I'm the one person who's more optimistic about England going far in this tournament than English people are. That's so weird.
Yeah, they tend to enjoy their own misery for some reason. They don't allow themselves to just be fans and let themselves to just truly embrace this beautiful stage like Scottish fans do. I'm telling you right now, we love Scottish fans. Everywhere they go, I literally scream out, "No Scotland, no party," whether I know them or not. I am walking around the streets of America, seeing Scottish fans and yelling out, "No Scotland, no party!" And it is. I am appreciating what you guys have done to this country in this World Cup.
I mean, it's been great fun so far. I mean, that's one game, one win. What is there not to be happy about for Scotland fans? I mean, the next two games are going to be incredibly tough. But one thing we do know is that the fans are having a good time, and it's definitely creeping into camp. The guys know what's happening out there in the streets of America, and they're very proud of them and buzzing for them as well. So it's all good feelings so far, you know.
While we've seen the fans continue to dominate, we had that wonderful couple on the show yesterday who gave their ticket away to the 16-year-old for free. We had so many great stories from the bars, the stuff happening at Fenway Park as well. What's the vibe like in and around the team itself? Like actually be able to separate themselves from Boston and go and isolate themselves a little bit. How are they feeling after that performance and looking forward to the second game?
Well, knowing the way these guys have been over the last few weeks, it's a long time to be in the bubble, isn't it? So I think Boston was very good for them, and that's one thing that's been very interesting about this camp, Will and Master, is that Steve Clarke seems in a very different headspace, and he's openly said that. He said he wants to try and enjoy this tournament because he never enjoyed Germany, he never enjoyed 2020 at COVID. They weren't tournaments that he felt like he was in a good place or happy and enjoying himself. So he's taken that approach this time round, and one of the main things they've fixed is making sure that the players have that time with their families at the right times. And he said on match day -1 that was like a conscious thing that Andy Robertson and all the team from Germany had gone through together. And when we were in Garmisch, well, it was a beautiful part of kind of, but an hour outside Munich, Bavarian, sweet town, but it was tiny. I mean, to the point where if I went to get a cup of coffee, the Scotland players were there getting a cup of coffee, so they were mingling, they were almost around the press. Then fans were going there, they were around the fans as well. So it was a lovely place to be, but it wasn't quite right in terms of the balance for the team. So what they did after the game the other night in Boston was had the players go and meet their families in the stands, sent them back to the hotel in Boston for the night, and then they had a family day in Boston the day after, whereas before you would have been straight out there, straight back to your base camp and settling back in for your next day of recovery or pre-match training and whatever like that. So yesterday when we saw the guys, that was our first day of open training since the win against Haiti. They were all having a laugh, they all seemed in really good spirits. Considering it is absolutely baking out here, they seem like they've really settled in. Everyone's smiling. It was Lyndon Dykes yesterday. Seems like everybody knows their role. Whenever they'll be called upon, they will do whatever they can for Steve Clarke. Everybody respects that man, and he seems in a very good place, and it seems to be affecting the team.
And going ahead to what, Friday's match, I believe it is, against Morocco, What's the sentiment now, considering that, getting those 3 points, those crucial 3 points against Haiti? What's the mentality, the mindset right now inside the camp and amongst the fans as well, in terms of what's possible here, getting those crucial 3 points and not all but assuring a spot in the knockout stage if you can handle some business here?
Well, that's it. I mean, it's a very different game, this one. I mean, I know I overestimated things going into the game against Haiti. I was genuinely thinking it would be 3 goals. Mark McGee, our commentator, former Scotland assistant manager, felt that it was all going to be over by half-time. But the Haitians were a tough shift, whereas going in against Morocco, it feels like a very different pressure. I mean, there's less pressure in this game. That said, they want to go and win every game that they possibly can. If we can sneak a point against Morocco or Brazil, Scotland are into the last 32 of a World Cup. It's never been done before at a major tournament for us. We've never gotten that far, so I think we need to take it step at a time. That's what I know. I've checked myself. Don't go in and think you're going to obliterate Haiti 3-0. They've earned their place to go to a tournament as well. I think now they might cause some problems against Brazil and Morocco. I certainly don't think they're going to beat these teams, but I think they will make it difficult. So I think when we go into press today, it's Ryan Christie with us. I guess the approach will be, what does Steve Clarke do? Does he keep it with the 2 up the top? Or does he maybe go to 5 at the back? Does he go a bit more defensive-minded? Will he switch it around, or will he stick? That's the fascinating thing, because we know the opponent's so different, so much quality in that Moroccan side.
I warned you about Haiti, Shebahn. I warned you about Haiti right before we left the air. I told you.
I know you did, Master. I owe you a sorry.
Listen, Shebahn, don't listen to him. He warned you about Haiti.
I'm so sorry.
What he actually was saying for the 4 or 5 days beforehand was that Haiti were going to win this game, that Scotland were going to finish bottom of the group. You've been saying that on the air constantly. And I'm at home for that show the other day when you get Shebahn on, and I'm texting you going, tell her you think Haiti are going to win, tell her you think Haiti are going to win. And you know what? You were starving, mate.
Because she braves so much about how much she loved America, and I was on the verge of tears as she's talking about the beautiful experience that Scottish fans have had. How could I just diminish her hope and optimism right before the match? So I just gently said, hey, just don't sleep on Haiti. That's all I said, because I didn't. How much joy you were.
That's fair, and I did sleep on Haiti. Guys, I mean, let's be clear, Master. Steve Clarke and the team were not underestimating Haiti. Me and a large portion of the Scotland fans in Boston were. Everybody was going for this confident win. They really were. Now, in the press room, almost about 2 hours before kick-off, it felt like the members of the press we were speaking to were starting to feel that nerve. Maybe going, OK, we'll just take a win, however we get it, even if it's a penalty, we just have to get the 3 points. And that's the thing. We hadn't had a win at a World Cup since blooming 1990. Guys, that's the year I was born. That's the summer I was born. So don't go to a World Cup and think in your first game back in 28 years you're going to smash teams to pieces. Check yourself, get yourself in check there. Every team here has earned the right to be here. Look at Cape Verde. What a shocker that was. That actually made me, Sam and I sat and watched that game together. And you're going, this is Spain. I mean, it looks like they've run out of ideas against Cape Verde. So I think Scotland taking on Haiti. Haiti would have been seen as their chance as well. They were a really difficult side. And don't get me wrong, Morocco and Brazil have a lot more quality than we do and than the Haitians do. But I think it makes this group very, very interesting. I think it's a really intriguing group.
Handbrake off a little bit maybe for Morocco. Nerves out the window. Maybe. Just we'll see a little bit more quality.
Yeah. Maybe we will. I mean, you've got to look at the key players who have already stepped up for their teams in this tournament. John McGinn picked that moment, our first goal at a World Cup in 28 years, to win a game. That was a huge moment for John McGinn. Grant Hanley, yesterday Lyndon Dykes said that he's our unsung hero because he's a player who gets a lot of stick and sometimes he puts in bad performances, but then you don't get the credit when you put in a good performance. And against Haiti, he was rock solid at the back. We know Scott McKenna's back now training with the team, so does that mean that there'll be a shift around? Will Steve Clarke play about with that then coming into this game against Morocco? But for me, Ben Gannon Doak is the one. He's our star man. He's got that bravery about him. He's got no fear. His pace is absolutely frightening. I think he's the one who we're going to be talking about for Scotland at this tournament.
He was tremendous. I truly enjoyed watching him play. I've enjoyed seeing his rise, but it's one of those we talk about this World Cup often, and we talk about the youngsters, the young star boys who take this platform and maximize what this tournament has for them and exposing themselves to the rest of the world. He absolutely did that in that first match, and I wouldn't be surprised if he was able to do the same against Morocco and Brazil as well.
Yeah, because he's spoken so much about his physical ability. He says physically he feels like in the best place he's ever been. So feeling that going into a World Cup, he says the weather's been great for him. Feels good training in this hot weather. It's been good for him. So he seems in a really good place right now. And you know what? He's a nice humble lad as well. You know, for his age, it feels like the outside noise could creep in. You know, we know that generation are all over social media. He's not looking at a thing. The phone's in do not disturb. He's just trying to stay as focused as he can. But he also kind of raised a smile as well and absolutely loved the Tartan Army and loved that moment for the Scotland fans. And one thing that really hit me was what I thought was a really cool thing for him to say was, when I'm done, I want to be with the Tartan Army watching Scotland at a World Cup, because that looks like such a buzz. And I thought, I mean, even to be playing in that, to sing that national anthem with that going on around you, to be such a good player in that game, to really rise to the occasion, but then to be thinking, God, I want to be out there and be part of that as well, just shows how connected I think this team are to the fans. That's a really special place to be when you're at a World Cup, is having that connection, I think, and we've got that bit down for sure.
Well, look, you keep bringing the party, Shebahn Aherne, because I've seen you on air all sorts of day and night and just doing your thing and absolutely killing it. We've been loving watching you. We've been loving watching Scotland. Bring it to the US and really make the world fall back in love with you again.
Yes, 100%.
And we got John McGinn and Robbo out on the wing. No Scotland, no party. Steve Clark starts in Army. And even if we won't win,
I'm all in, Will. I'm all in.
Cut me off whenever you're ready.
No, you keep going.
Come on, Scotland.
The rest of the hour is just going to be Shebahn dancing. Shebahn Aherne, beautiful stuff.
I wore a Scotland kit the other day. I'm all in on Scotland. No Scotland, no party, baby. Come on.
The brilliant Shebahn Aherne joining us
let's do it.
on the S. Thank you so much to Shebahn.
Oh, my God.
Master, the vibes that we get from that. Let me talk to you a little bit about the nonsense that I heard on talkSPORT this morning. And put out a little bit of a plea to the England fans right now.
Is this an opposite? Are we going from one side of the spectrum here in the UK to the other? Is that what we're doing here?
You have undoubtedly infected me with some kind of positivity disease, because I'm listening to talkSPORT this morning and I'm listening to Andy Goldstein, and listen, if we win ugly, we win ugly. A win is a win. That's the most important thing. You don't see Arsenal fans not enjoying winning ugly. They're just enjoying winning. And I'm all for it. I'm fine with it if that's what happens. But what I heard on breakfast this morning, Master, was I heard Andy saying that he's happy winning ugly. If it's a 1-0 win, if it's a penalty, we've got the toughest game of all the seeds in terms of the team that we're facing, then fine. Let's just get the 3 points and move on with it. And then a caller calls up and says the following. Says, I'd rather win 1-0 through an ugly penalty. I'd rather win this game ugly, because if we win, say we put 4 or 5 past Croatia, say we have a performance like the USA had against Paraguay, and if the expectations get raised, and if the media starts saying it's coming home, and if the fans start to get, it's going to put too much pressure on the players, it's going to be too much, it's going to be, we need to just keep a level head. And I am here to say, after spending way too much time with Master, that this is the American tournament. This is the American reaction and behaviour. Let's just enjoy it. Let's just, if we put 4 past Croatia, let's absolutely revel in it. Let's say we've got Harry Kane, the best number 9 in the world. Last night we saw the superstars come out. We saw Mbappe. We saw Haaland. We saw Messi. We've got one of our own in Harry Kane. We can win this tournament. There's nothing I've seen from the other teams in this tournament so far that says we hands down can't win this tournament. And let's go and enjoy ourselves. Let's go and beat Croatia after they knocked us out in the semi-final, after they're a team who have dominated us previously. Let's go and beat them. Let's go and enjoy beating them, and let's truly just embrace being one of the great footballing nations in this tournament. Stop being pessimistic, stop writing it off, stop saying you're happy to win ugly, and let's go and properly beat this team. Come on, England! That's what I want from it.
If every England fan sounded just like that, I promise you, and didn't sound like a bunch of cowards, I would be all in on this England team. If I would be all in on this England team. If everyone from England sounded like that. A nation that has a song called It's Coming Home, and then pessimistically doesn't want to put pressure on their own team because of the success they're getting. I'm sorry. Like, pick a side.
These are players who deal with pressure every single week. Every day. These are players who have won Premier Leagues, who have won Bundesligas, who have won Champions Leagues, who have done everything except win on the international stage. They have the quality. They have the manager now in Thomas Tuchel. Don't get me wrong. The vibesman of Gareth Southgate and the Kumbaya and the great camps, England needed that. We needed that to heal. We needed that to come back together, both as a footballing nation and as a team, to heal the rifts of the past when, you hear Rio and Terry and everyone else talk about how so much team nonsense got in the way. They never really felt like a true team because their club side nonsense got in the way. We needed Gareth Southgate to really bring us back to that place. But you look at the quality in that starting 11. You look at the quality in that 26 and you tell me it's not good enough to win the World Cup. You tell me it's not good enough to end that 60 years of hurt, to bring me the first, not just international trophy, the first trophy any team I've ever followed would have won this summer. They are absolutely good enough to do this. They are the best team in their group. They shouldn't be going, but if we win the group, we'll have to go to Mexico and play Mexico. Let's go to Mexico. Let's play Mexico and let's beat them there.
Yeah.
Let's beat Brazil in Miami. Let's go up against France or Spain and let's prove we can beat them as well. We should have beaten France 4 years ago. We had a penalty that would have been an equaliser. All the momentum was going in our direction and there was no hydration break to stop that momentum. There was no momentum killer to slow that down.
There was hydration breaks in Qatar. there was hydration.
That's true.
Let me remind you on that. There was hydration breaks in Qatar.
But not after the 83rd minute. We should have beaten them then. We can beat them now. We have a good enough team. I believe that England can win the World Cup, and so should you. So let's go into this game with that mindset tonight. Let's get behind them, back the boys, and have just a good time watching England. I watch every England game stressed, sat on my sofa. Why? We haven't kicked off yet. I see the team news come out and I go, I don't know if it's going to work at right back. I don't like the overloads on that side. I'm not sure. No! I'm just going to get into it. I'm going to embrace it and I'm going to enjoy myself and I'm going to enjoy being an England fan. Come on,
This is music to my ears. I got Flex to get on board and cheer for Noni Madueke and Chalaba. Now I got you on board. Because look, you're not going to win a World Cup if you don't embrace the pressure. There's never been a World Cup winner that has not had to deal with the pressure. Running away from pressure makes you a coward and makes people make fun of you, and it causes these collapse moments that you see. Because once again, you were cowering away from the fact that this moment, each knockout game that you go across, the stage gets bigger, the pressure gets bigger. You can't run away from it. You have to lean into it. You have to embrace it. And English fans, you should follow what Will's saying right now. Lean into the pressure. Embrace the pressure. You will not win a World Cup without pressure. So embrace it. It's part of the experience. It's part of winning. And if you don't want to win, then cool. Cower away and hide behind your pillows and tuck yourself to sleep, knowing that you ran away from the pressure and that you won't lift another World Cup trophy. But until you embrace the pressure, you will not win a World Cup trophy.
And don't worry about the fact that it's a German manager. Don't worry about any of that nonsense or the noise you want to hear from outside. Guess what? Jurgen Klopp. That's who I want to take a leaf out of his book. Let's be mentality monsters. Let's play some heavy-mated football. Let's go and beat teams. Let's go and beat them into the ground. Let's go show them that we have quality. Let's go show them that we have a tactical mastermind in Thomas Tuchel, and let's go win some games of football. Right, Adrian Durham joins us up next.
Put your fours up, baby.
Hopefully.
Put your fours
I'm
up.
not putting my fours up. I will
put your fours up. Come on, Will.
I will give you 4 fingers.
I'm about to take
this one, and then we'll turn the other way around.
I need to take a hydration break right now. 4th quarter coming up now. On the S word.
Adrian Durham up next.
Around here, we only use the F word.
talkSPORT presents
the S word.
talkSPORT presents
the S Word.
High energy exchanges, fiery fan reactions, and the biggest football debate.
The S Word
from talkSPORT.
Welcome to the S Word on talkSPORT. If you're just joining us, about 9:20 a.m. Eastern right now, we're available on the talkSPORT YouTube channel and our very own YouTube channel. Find us at the S Word. You'll also find our content at Fox Soccer, and you'll also find us all across social media as well, in all these wonderful places here at talkSPORT S Word on Instagram, on X, and here on YouTube as well. Plus, you can get the podcast on Spotify, in video on Apple Podcasts. We're on Tubi as well. We're on TuneIn Radio. We're on SiriusXM FC. We are massive, Master. Absolutely everywhere.
We are massive. I'm so massive enough. I got to change my camera. What's going on here?
Well, look, I'll let you deal with that. We've got a massive guest coming on next as well, joining us from Dallas ahead of England getting their tournament underway against Croatia. After we've enjoyed the spoils of talking about all the greats getting involved in the game yesterday, we turn our attention to Harry Kane. He should be in that group of names we're mentioning, and England getting their tournament finally underway a week in tonight on talkSPORT.
It's Kieran Trippier. Oh, it's in! What a start for England! Inside the opening 5 minutes.
We're not the top favourites. We can't be because we haven't won it for so many years.
Throw taken. Rodgers left-footed beaten away and headed in for 3-0 by Ollie Watkins.
Thomas Tuchel will be quite pleased with some of the stuff he's seen today, without a doubt.
That's one to give England confidence.
To win it with England, it is a dream come true for me. So if there's still anyone doubting, we have to convince them on the pitch.
They're facing an ageing side. They're facing a side that are probably not at their pomp as they were a couple of years ago.
Checks back onto his right again. Oh, what a goal! What a goal from Luka Modric!
We should not be worried about Croatia. We really shouldn't.
That's what England fans have to do. Believe in the manager and trust.
We compete for the trophy. We dream big and we want to go all the way.
Thomas Tuchel speaking ahead of the game against Croatia. And he spoke with our very own Faye Carruthers yesterday and said he'd had some of the two of the best weeks of his life as a coach over the last 2 weeks. It feels like the vibes are high going into this first World Cup game. Well, let's get a little taste of what it's like out in Dallas, Texas, Master's hometown, because Adrian Durham joins us live from there. Adrian, how are you, brother?
I'm good. I'm coping with the heat. I'm at a lovely little breakfast place called Over Easy on Commerce, just up from the book depository. So I'm just getting ready for the day, and what a day ahead.
We've been getting a little bit of a sense of your breakfasts. We've been getting them. Sam's been sharing them, our producer, in the group. You've been on quite the culinary tour over the last week or so.
Well, I had a lucky escape from American breakfast because very early on, I actually ordered peanut butter Jello on waffles, and I thought, I'm in America. This is what I've got to do. This is going to happen every day. Never again. It was disgusting. So I'm having fruit bowls with granola and yogurt. So that's what I have at home. So believe it or not, I'm having that here as well.
Yeah, listen, Durham, especially in Dallas, you can find some crazy combinations of pancakes, waffles, country fried steak. Have you had a chance to try that yet for breakfast? Nice little chicken fried steak. You have it?
That's way too hit. They do there's something on the menu here called chicken fried chicken. I mean, is there any chicken in that?
It's great. It's great. It's again, it's not chicken fried steak. It's chicken fried chicken. So there's a big difference. And then you got country fried steak. You got to keep up with the lingo, man. You got to keep up with the lingo.
Okay, got to keep up with the food. Yeah.
Absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense.
What has been your favorite part about Dallas so far? I've seen you guys have gone to Rangers games. I've seen some of the English fans going to rodeo. How have you enjoyed my hometown? How has my hometown been able to welcome English fans with open arms?
You know what, we were discussing Dallas last night. It's way too hot for me, but that's a personal thing, and some people would like that. So I'm not going to let that count against it. There's been stuff to do, so we went to a gig. We saw the Human League, 80s greats last night, and Soft Cell as well on the same bill. We saw them in Dallas last night. That was fantastic. We went to Southport Ranch, home of the TV show Dallas. That was brilliant as well. Yeah, we've done the Texas Rangers. That was superb. We've done the book depository, which was my personal highlight. I'm a big man on history and politics, so I loved a bit of that. But what we all decided was, yes, Dallas is okay. but we won't be coming back here. You do it once, then never again. Sorry, Master.
Wow. Coming from someone that it clearly seems like he could use a hydration break, Will. Over here knocking Dallas in the heat, in the conditions. We're just built different, Durham. You can't handle, as we say in Texas, you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen, you know? So
I'm getting out of this Dallas kitchen very soon, mate, believe me.
Absolute disgrace. Where did you actually enjoy the games? Before we get on to the England of it all, last night the World Cup showed up for the casual fan, the big names getting on the score sheet, Haaland, Mbappe, Messi. Where did you guys enjoy that last night? Did you get a little bit of Southern hospitality while you watched the games?
No, what happened was we were at the, it was a busy day yesterday, by the way. We were at the England press conference, so we were watching it there. And of course, when Messi hits his hat-trick, you're thinking, wow, I mean, this is what's meant to happen. This is destiny. You know, you've got two players. In fact, you've got more than that, because you go back, you've got Balogun hitting 2, Havertz hitting 2, and then you've got the stellar superstars hitting a couple each in Haaland and Mbappe, and then Messi thinks, hang on a minute, I'm the star around here. Hat-trick it is, and that's why Harry Kane's going to hit 4 today. I can feel it.
Like, I heard something on breakfast this morning, Adrian, that, you know, as English football fans, we are pessimists by our nature. That's years of hurt will do that to you. But I actually heard a fan say they'd rather win the game 1-0 via a penalty than actually go and thrash Croatia, because it puts less pressure on the team going forward, because the media won't start saying it's coming home. And Andy agreed with them. It was astonishing. I'm like, how is the feeling around the camp? Is there a higher level of confidence than we're feeling back home right now?
You know, I really want to say yes, there is, and it's different this time. But they say the same things at the start of every tournament. Harry Kane, yeah, I'm in good shape. I can do this, I can do that. So I'm not bothered about all that stuff, really. What I'm bothered about is what Thomas Tuchel has done to get them mentally in the zone to get over the line to win a final. And we won't know that until either England go out or Harry Kane lifts that gleaming golden trophy. So they can say all they want about, oh, this is it, we've got a great camera, aren't we? They can do their YouTube videos on the FA's England channel and all that sort of stuff. And all that's great. I'm not knocking it at all. That's all fine. But what can we read into it? That they're happy? Well, of course you're happy until you go out. You know, so I'm kind of taking it, it sounds really cliche, taking each game as it comes. I'd be happy with a 1-0 win. I'd be even happier with a 5-0 win. So, yeah, I'd like to win all our games, and that means we've won the World Cup.
That's fair. What about from team-wise tonight? I know we've heard a lot from our kind of inside England reporters, what your expectations are tonight. What do you make of the decisions he's got to make, whether that's to sack a start? Who does he start with on the left? How would you approach this? How do you want to see him approach it?
Well, Saka clearly isn't fit. He even used the word gamble himself in the press conference, and I was absolutely stunned to hear that. We're taking a gamble at the World Cup? Really? Well, listen, if he breaks down, that's on him, because he's out here, he's stuck his hand in the air, which you might think he's brave, but it might well have robbed somebody who's totally fit of a place at the World Cup, somebody like, say, Jared Bowen, for example. So, listen, Bukayo Saka, for me, has to deliver, and I think he should start. Put him in the spotlight. Put him out there. You know, if you don't win the game, it's not the end of your World Cup, unlike a knockout game. So let's put him in the front line and let's see exactly what he's got to offer and how fit he is. The other one is at centre-back for me. I think Jordan goes over Rashford on the left wing. I think Bellingham starts over Rodgers at 10. Centre-back is really interesting because we've all been thinking, building up to the tournament, he's taking John Stones for a reason, so he's going to play. Mark Gahey is the centre-half that is always going to start. But it feels like there's a feeling around the camp that Ezri Konsa will start ahead of Mark Gahey. So I think when the team news drops and our commentator Jim Proudfoot delivers it on talkSPORT live from the Dallas Palace, then we will know exactly what is in Thomas Tuchel's mind. And I just want to say this to Master. I heard you the other day saying you think USA is going to go further than England. I heard this nonsense the other day. Listen, a lot depends on the draw. Okay, so let's have that little caveat in there. You could be extremely fortunate with your draw, getting somebody like Scotland, for example. But all things being equal, if the draw cannot be questioned, there is no way on this earth USA could go further than England.
But that's part of the World Cup, baby. You're going to have to go to Mexico in the round of 16 at Stadium Azteca. If that lines up Mexico, England, and if you can't handle the heat in Dallas, my friend, you have something else waiting for you right now in Mexico City. I told Will this earlier. I saw some Mexican fans on Twitter talking about how they can try and pollute the air even more to make it even more difficult for the English players to breathe in that environment. So that is the depth in which Mexican fans are potentially trying to line up the home field advantage they're trying to create in Mexico. So listen, the draw is part of the experience. It is part of the will. But I'm wearing my England kit. I'm here. There's a lot of Arsenal fans on this side. I want to support them. I like Thomas Tuchel. I like what he did with this roster. I think this is a quality side, and I'm overcompensating for the fact that there's a lot of English fans for whatever reason, Durham. And hopefully you can explain this to me right now. Why do English fans run away from pressure? Why do they try to lower the pressure gauge when it comes to these kind of tournaments or these big kind of situations, as if there's ever been a winner in history that has not had to deal with pressure?
No, that's fair, and I think that's part of the problem over the years, over the decades, over the generations. That one of the big reasons why it's because they haven't been able to handle that pressure. And I think it's a great thing. We should get you on the staff. I mean, your psychological abilities with our squad could be second to none, Master. So let's get you involved with Thomas Tuchel's backroom staff.
just bring on American coaches. If you bring on a bunch of Americans, I promise you, the optimism, the hope, the confidence will raise very significantly.
Sorry, hold on. You needed Mauricio Pochettino to raise the level of confidence in your team,
and he's not American.
He's taking on the American identity.
I'm not having that. Last one, Adrian, because I'm aware you need to get back to enjoying your breakfast. I heard you on the talkSPORT Daily talking about it yesterday because you were there for Netherlands, Japan. For the England fans who are travelling to AT&T tonight, what did you make of that stadium? I know Ollie Hunter, who works on the show, thinks it's the greatest he's ever been to. Jim, less keen because of the angle for commentary. Love that from him. As a professional, I went all in on that conversation. But what did you make of that cathedral of the other type of football?
I will add to that. Jim felt bad saying that. So, and he's right opposite me here at over England. So he did feel bad saying that because it is truly a magnificent stadium. I can't really question it. Jim was right with what he was saying, but that's irrelevant really because commentators are privileged to be there. So, but I understood the point he was making. It's a magnificent, truly magnificent stadium. If only they were all like that instead of those stupid ones where in New York, where it's completely open to the elements. How ridiculous is that? Why is the final at that stupid stadium instead of one of the better stadiums? I would say the Dallas Palace is, easily in the top 5 stadiums of all time. I've been there just the once for soccer. It is in the top 5.
I've got to tell you, I saw Jerry Jones on the red carpet at the Super Bowl 2 years ago. I had a conversation with him, and it was just after they announced the final was going to New York. And I said to him, you should have had the final, right? And he gave me a look that said 1,000 words. He clearly knew that that's where the final should be. It's this nonsense from the utter nonsense from the FIFA needing it to be in a major city in New York or LA, a major city, and because it's
Dallas is a major city,
because it's outside of Dallas, it's not like the same global appeal and everything else. It's the best stadium, it's the best experience, it's where it should have been. It's also temperature controlled as well, which is wonderful. Nonsense. It's an utter nonsense. I can't believe it's not there.
Yeah, no, I make you absolutely right. I think they were thinking, like you said, it's got to be a big city, but they were thinking, yeah, we've got to have it in New York. It's not even in New York. Hello, it's in New Jersey, which is always going to be more famous for The Sopranos. So I'm with you. I think it should have been in one of the better stadiums. We're off to Houston next, so I've heard that stadium is very good as well. But the Dallas one, it cannot be beaten. So I'm absolutely amazed that they've made this stupid decision.
Atlanta, LA, Minnesota, Dallas. Those are probably the top 4 stadiums in America. And unfortunately, we hate Houston. Houston is like our rival.
Now, you hate Houston. So that's a great stadium.
It's not a great stadium. You guys are deprived. You guys are deprived of great stadiums.
I went to the Patriots-Falcons Super Bowl there. It was sensational. Lady Gaga, the whole lot. It was brilliant.
Not a great stadium.
Adrian, brilliant stuff from you. Enjoy the game tonight. Enjoy England getting a nice 5-0 win over Croatia, as it's going to be. And enjoy your breakfast. Come on, England.
Thank you, Durham.
The wonderful Adrian Durham joining us. I'm just going to do a live on-air production meeting. Do you want me to chat to Master about the USMNT now? Should I just do it now quickly for the next section?
We can't,
let's do it.
Also,
let's do it.
I didn't realize we were on Sirius XM People are really enjoying them hydration break stuff.
I didn't realise we were on Sirius XM is an amazing statement from you at this point in the thing. Sirius XM FC, we're there every day. You love it.
I didn't know it was every day.
Every single day of the World Cup, baby. We are there every day.
Great to know, baby.
Let's just talk a little bit about the USMNT just quickly, because we've been talking about the positivity and the vibes and the approach from these teams, right? And it's interesting because it's an interview that Mauricio Pochettino did a few weeks ago with El Pais, where he's made these comments, where he's talked about having to take this American team and almost rebuild their spirit a little bit, almost make them remember what it is to be American. And he does say in there, and it's the grabby headline from it, that American sport is designed to reward losers, but he really he basically suggested that he had to go in there and remind them that confidence is important, to remind Americans that they need to believe in themselves is an astonishing thing to have to do. And actually, midfielder Sebastian Berhalter was asked about this yesterday during media availability.
One is that we're American, we don't take shit, and I think that's something that he really put in. And you know, even though he's Argentinian, he has that mindset of like, look, this is what we do, you know, and this is who we are, and this is what America's about. So I think he just, you know, even from an outside perspective, he showed, you know, us Americans what we're about, and you know, he really drills that into us, and I think that's something that, you know, has helped us this last cycle.
Look, whether or not you believe, Master, that Mauricio Pochettino is right, that American sport rewards losers through the draft system, through lack of relegation, through whatever it might be, he also said it brings a sense of complacency that isn't good in football. He says it took about 1.5 years to change that mentality. Have you seen a change in mentality? Are you willing to now get behind Pochettino after that game, having previously not been sure he'd bought into the American way, when you hear Sebastian Berhalter talk in such glowing terms and so positively about how he's changed that mindset?
That's what I wanted to hear to begin with. And I was on board with Pochettino when the hiring first happened. But the distance that he had kind of created in terms of the messaging has been the problem, is that we're not hearing these kind of messages that he's providing to these players out publicly in these press conferences. And in fact, we didn't hear this from Pochettino. We actually heard it from Sebastian Berhalter. So it is refreshing to hear that specific message, because particularly in the sport, in soccer, we do lack the confidence. We do lack the bravado. We do lack the American essence and spirit that we see on other international stages, whether it is in basketball, whether it is in the Olympics, whether it is across the spectrum. We have that level of confidence and ability that we can beat whoever is on the other side and whoever the opponent is. Simply put, that same confidence, for whatever reason, has not always existed with the U.S. men's national team. It exists with the U.S. women's national team, but it doesn't exist with the men's national team. It's always been a kind of scrappy underdog, pull up your sleeves, grit it out. We're going to outwork people because of making up for other aspects of why the U.S. has lagged in the sport from the men's side. So for Pochettino to instill this belief and confidence into these players, I absolutely commend him for that. And I think he's absolutely right to a certain extent about, you know, rewarding tanking that we see in other sports, and rewarding losing, and even to the point where fans are rooting for their own teams in some professional leagues here in America to lose. Like that is a very toxic mindset that seeps into a fan base, seeps into a culture, and can have people believing that, you know, losing actually is a good thing. And regardless of the sport that it is, that it's not a good thing. It's not a great thing. Regardless of how you are rewarded for it from the draft compensation perspective, it should always be about winning. And if that is what Pochettino is instilling into these guys behind the scenes, I am all for it. Again, I was only concerned with the messaging in which Pochettino is providing, which did not feel connected with the spirit and the bravado of America. That is the one thing I have been questioning Pochettino about, is if he has truly understood the American people. And the simple fact is you have Berhalter coming out and saying that specific statement, as I have been as brash and as arrogant and as full of bravado on the show day in and day out, displaying the American spirit that we are simply lacking, and I am trying to overcompensate for in this sport. It is great to see Pochettino understands and feels the same way.
Listen, I'm not going to throw up the fours. It's never going to happen. But there's one thing you've said today a bunch of times that I truly believe is a wonderful sentiment. Stop apologizing.
Yeah, stop it. Like, We're not here. We didn't come here on the stage. We didn't do all this work across whether it is the investment that went into the youth academies, whether it's the investment that went into the players that are currently existing, whether it's the failure that happened in 2018 of not making the World Cup, time and time again, the fans, the American Outlaws, all the fans that travel around, the people that have bought every single American shirt you could possibly think of, buying these tickets, people that have gotten on board, really supporting this sport, growing the sport in this country. We didn't come here to be apologists. We didn't. We came here to stick our chest out, put our chins up, and display to people, we are here, we have arrived, we are on this stage, and we're here to be taken seriously. And so we're not here to apologize anymore. We did that up until the point, and then once we saw the product that we have on the field, we're all on board, we're all supporting it, we're all going to enjoy this journey, and if we end up falling flat on our faces, and it ends up being an egg on our face at the end of this, so be it. That's part of the journey. But if it ends up being an incredible ride, I'm so happy to be a part of that, and I'm so happy to allow myself to fully immerse myself into this spirit. And because honestly, Will, I did not expect to have this much patriotism in this World Cup. There hasn't been too much reason to give me this level of patriotism, but it is truly reminding me why I enjoy this country. I enjoy the people in this country, despite all of our flaws that exist here. We're good people, and we care about the sport, and the sport is allowing us to reinstill that belief and faith, I think. And it'll be interesting to see what happens post World Cup with this reinstilled belief that I'm seeing across fans, people who enjoy soccer, who don't enjoy soccer, that are wearing USA shirts now.
If you can have 3 great quarters and then it all falls over in the fourth, then, you know, it's still a...
Can you win a soccer match in the first quarter? No. Can you win a soccer match in the second quarter? No. Can you win a soccer match in the third quarter? No. But can you win a soccer match in the fourth quarter? Yes.
God dang it. Right, coming up, we'll do Master Dharmas, and we will take a visit to my favourite part of the show, the Fan Appreciation Society.
From kickoff to the full-time whistle,
talkSPORT presents
the S Word. talkSPORT presents
The S Word.
Listen again and subscribe
wherever you get your podcasts
and on the talkSPORT USA YouTube channel.
You're back with the S Word. Will, Gavin, Master Tesfatsion. I adjusted my seat during the break and now I'm way too high in the shot. I apologise, that's my fault. Sorry, guys. I had to go to the toilet. I just very late.
You coming out rusty after that hydration break, huh?
Yeah, I had 4 days off, and clearly I'm entering the second quarter of my World Cup at this point. You enjoying that water there, buddy? Yeah. See how quickly you drank that. See how that didn't take 3 minutes of your life.
It takes 3 minutes to go up and down the concourse steps. I'm sorry.
It's gone. Game's gone.
Its game is absolutely gone. You are watching the S Word
right before the break.
you are watching the S Word from talkSPORT with me, Will, Gavin, Master Tesfatsion alongside me. We've got Master Damus coming up momentarily, but we're going to do some fan appreciation society. I've been loving this. I've not been here for the last few shows for various family reasons, but I am back now, and I think the spirit of the World Cup has been truly imbibed by the fans that we've seen, the social media clips that have been shared, the Dutch fans bouncing left and right, the Scottish fans taking over Boston, and we've got a few more of those to share today, Master. It's been a joy to watch.
Yes, we do, and I'm sure we'll see a couple from England here, won't we? And the celebrations all across from so many great players yesterday, putting up great performances. I'm sure we'll get into a lot of the fan appreciation. I don't even know what made the rundown, Will.
Hey, there you go.
Start us off here.
There you go. So we're going to start with Argentina, but we're not really starting with Argentina. We're starting with Bangladesh celebrating Lionel Messi's hat-trick. Absolutely astonishing. That is a Bangladeshi school. And listen, I know that Lionel Messi is a huge superstar worldwide, but to see that reaction, it's like a warehouse. There's thousands of people there. All in Argentina shirts. Blue flares going on. You see, the first guy jumped on the stage, jumped up with a drum and started banging it as well. And other side of the world, couldn't be further from Argentina. And yet, look at the way they're embracing the World Cup. Look at the way they're embracing the football. That was a beautiful thing to see, Master.
It looked like Buenos Aires. It was incredible. Everyone having a Messi shirt on, an Argentina shirt on, the blue flares, the celebration, the excitement. It reminded me of the pub I was at, watching it with Stefano, who's obviously Argentine descent. Like, it was the same visceral reaction he had in there with all the other Argentina fans celebrating a World Cup hat-trick for Lionel Messi, because it probably wasn't something they expected from this match. And once again, Messi delivered for them a World Cup memory they'll never forget.
Absolutely astonishing. Went to 16 goals in the World Cup, tied Miroslav Klose on that record with his hat-trick. Absolutely unbelievable. What's also nice to see is when the fans embrace a bit of the American culture. And we saw it with the Ecuadorians, particularly in Philadelphia, having a proper tailgate down there. And if you've never been to Philadelphia, you've never been to the Link or to any of the other, like, because the ballpark's right over the road, the baseball arena's right, the basketball arena's right next door as well. Like, the whole area is just a sports hub with the big car park in the middle. And they went full tailgate. They were barbecuing, there was music, it was beautiful to see. And then, as we can see here, they also got into a few of the American games as well. Beer pong going on, and I saw some cornhole going on at the stadium as well. As a man who has built his own cornhole set at home, I love to see that it's not just this wonderful mix of cultures coming from around the world, but they're embracing that Americanism as well. We're getting both sides of it. We're getting that melting pot going.
There is nothing, Will, better than playing some Flip Cup. The pressure that comes with playing Flip Cup in a tailgate with some of your friends, lining up your best 4, lining up your best 5, depending on how long the table is, and each one making sure they look at the other saying, I got your back, I got you. You do not want to let the team down. There's the amount of, that is one of my favorite things to do at a tailgate, because it is the one time in which I am feeling more pressure than I do as a fan, making sure I can support the team that I'm going to support for, is making sure I nail that flip cup on the first shot, and I do my part for the team. Because once you do that, the relief you feel afterwards, it's like a penalty kick. Really, Will Gavin. It is like a penalty kick. 5 people lined up. You want to make sure you do your part.
Embracing the pressure.
It gets you ready for the match. And to see Ecuadorians and people from Ivory Coast doing that on both sides, that is how you properly prepare for a match.
Right, we're going to do a mini Masterdamus here as well before we finish off. We've got 5 minutes left of the show. We've got a few big games to talk about tonight. Unfortunately, Sam Harris, the guy who comes in and does Masterdamus with us, isn't here. So we don't have the updated scores. We don't have him in studio. It's devastating news. He'll be back. Don't you worry. But in the meantime, get your Masterdamus on. Visualise the crystal ball. Get yourself ready. And we're going to start off with Portugal.
I'm thinking about that handsome man that likes 2 teams right now.
That's just going to distract you. That's just going to distract you. We're going to talk Portugal and DR Congo to start with. I've made the Dr. Congo joke so many times because of that amazing clip of the person reacting to the draw that I nearly did on air and then I talked about it anyway. Portugal against DR Congo, right? You're telling me that Cristiano Ronaldo didn't watch Kylian Mbappe get a brace, didn't watch Erling Haaland get himself a brace to put himself truly at the top of that world stage, and didn't watch Lionel Messi, the man who for his entire career he's been compared to, who is the GOAT between those two, and didn't go, right, I'm going to have me some tonight. So, what do you reckon? Portugal, DR Congo, which way is this one going, Master?
I mean, this is a tougher opponent, I think, than just about everyone but France had to face. So I think this will be a really, really fun group stage match. I do think Portugal finds a way to get the 3 points, but I think it's going to be close. I really do. I'm taking 2-1 Portugal. I'm taking 2-1 Portugal. I think DR Congo, we saw from the Senegalese side, we're going to expect the same. A tough physical DR Congo side that will be relentless, that will be physical, that will want to take it to Portugal. But I think ultimately that midfield that Portugal has will overwhelm DR Congo, and they'll get those 3 points.
Listen, this is a Portugal side who you've been backing to go and win the World Cup, who are coming in here with the best midfield in the world. Bernardo Silva, by the way, seems like confirmed to Real Madrid. Maybe we'll get into that in the days where we've got less games to talk about and see some of the transfer moves as well. I'm this is probably not a good idea for me, considering your whole Europe against the rest of the world nonsense you've got going on. But I think this is going to be a real big Portugal performance. I'm taking 3-0 Portugal.
Ooh.
I think they're going to come and they're going to announce themselves. They're going to say, yeah, you can talk us about it's a hipster pick. We're no hipster pick. We're proper contenders in this tournament. No offence to DR Congo. Let's talk England-Croatia then. Come on. I mean, technically I meant to go first and you go first and there's, yeah. Do you want me to... Listen. Big question marks over who's in the starting lineup for England, how they're going to finally utilise the attacking talents, Thomas Tuchel's decisions with the squad and everything else. All of it goes by the wayside tonight, and we get to see them on the field against an strong but ageing Croatian side. The maestro, Luka Modric in the middle. All of that is stuff like they've beaten us on the world stage on numerous occasions now, and yet tonight I feel like England are getting the job done. We're going to finally see Thomas Tuchel unleash the full-backs in the way he wants to use them. He's going to use those trios up top. He's going to actually let Harry Kane drop deep and let runners go beyond him. It's set up perfectly to finally see what the Thomas Tuchel entire machine is about. And I think England win this one. I'm going to go 3-1.
Whoa, 3-1.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I got this one being a low-scoring affair. I really do. I think both teams will be pretty defensive, feeling each other out in the first half. I actually could think it could be a scoreless first half, truth be told. But I think ultimately the depth that England has and substitutions that they have will prove to be the difference in this one. I've got England 1-0. In fact, I'll even go one step further here, Will. I got this goal coming in after the second hydration break in the fourth quarter.
I'm off.
I think England finds a way to score. With Thomas Tuchel, I think he's going to really take advantage of these hydration breaks and really make the tactical changes needed to help break down a very feisty Croatia side that is enjoying being the underdog and having the chip on their shoulder once again.
Just very quickly, what have you got for Ghana, Panama?
Oh, this one's tough. I really don't like this Ghana side, to be honest with you. I think
didn't listen to me when I said quickly, did he? I'm literally talking 20 seconds. Go.
I've got 2-0 Panama.
Okay, wow. I had 1-1 down because I haven't predicted a draw, I don't think, yet in this entire tournament. So there we go. Those are our predictions. England get underway tonight. Portugal get underway tonight. We'll react to both of those games on tomorrow's show. We're here from 8 a.m. Eastern. We're on Sirius. We're on.
Can you win a game in the first quarter?
Spotify. We're everywhere else. And
can you win a game in the second quarter?
Here on YouTube. TalkSport S-Word. TalkSport as well.
Can you win a game in the third quarter? No. Can you win a game in the fourth quarter? Yes.
This is the S-Word, sponsored by Calci. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow.
Big name reaction from both sides of the pond. The S-Word from talkSPORT.